Welcome to today's lesson on the expansion of the early caliphates. In this lesson, we're going to be taking a look at how the early Islamic empire expanded. Now, as you think about the activities that you'll be completing in today's lesson, remember that we're also practicing historical thinking skills. So we might be learning about content, but as we get closer to the end of our term together, it's going to be important for you to start thinking about where you're at in terms of your ability to use documents to support a thesis statement and to use sources to support a thesis statement. These will be critical skills for your success in your capstone project. So use this opportunity to practice those skills today to help you to continue to build the skills of a real historian. Muhammad was born in about 570 CE in Mecca in present-day Saudi Arabia. In his life, he reported receiving revelations from God and preached about them. His revelations formed the Quran, the central religious text of Islam. At the time of Muhammad's birth, the Arabian Peninsula, which you see here, was divided into many competing tribes. But by the end of his life in 632 CE, most of the peninsula had converted to Islam, and after his death became the first caliphate. The caliphate was the political and religious state of Muslims and the lands in their possession in the centuries after the death of Muhammad. The ruler of the caliphate was called a caliph, who was considered the political successor of the Prophet Muhammad. A little more than 100 years later, the Umayyad Caliphate stretched across the Middle East, North Africa, and into Spain. It covered 5.8 million square miles at its largest extent, more than twice as large as the Roman Empire at its height. It was the largest empire ever up to that point. Today you'll be examining 3 different documents and making a series of hypotheses to answer the central historical question, how did the early Islamic empire expand? In particular, you'll be using these documents to hypothesize about what strategies Muslims used to expand, and ultimately, based on these documents and your hypotheses, you'll be writing a thesis statement and supporting it with historical evidence. Good luck!